morning, students. In our previous videos you have studied about solution of quadratic equation by three different methods, that is the factorization method, then quadratic formula, and then completing the squares. So I hope you all have understood those three formulas and now you are able to solve the quadratic equation by any of those methods. Now today we will be starting with the word problems of quadratic equations. So let's start the word problems from exercise 4.1, question number 2. Now first part of this exercise 4.1 of question number 2 is the area of a rectangular plot is 528 meters square. Now area of rectangular plot is given. It is rectangular plot is 528 meter square. The length of the plot is 1 more than twice its breadth. What is given? Length of a plot. It is the rectangular plot. Its length is twice more than, this is breadth, this is length. About length it is given twice more, 1 more than twice its breadth. So 1 more than means plus 1, twice breadth, 2b. The length is 1 more than twice its breadth. This is given in the question. That means about length you know something, but about breadth you don't know anything. So let breadth be x. I am taking the breadth as x. And about length, what is given? That it is 1 more than means plus 1. 1 more than means plus 1. And whenever than word is given to you, you have to take it afterwards. That is, you have to take it in the second term. So 1 more than means plus 1 I am taking in the second term. And what you will take in the first term? Twice its breadth. So twice its breadth means 2x, because breadth I have taken as x. So length becomes 2x plus 1. Now what is given in the question? Area, breadth and length. And area of rectangular plot is given. Now you know the formula of area of rectangle. It is, so according to question, area is length into breadth. Area of rectangle is L into B. Just put the values. 528 is equal to, your length is 2x plus 1 and your breadth is x. So 528 is equal to, what is 2x into x? It is 2x square. 1 into x, 1x, so or x. Now you can see that this has become quadratic because power is, or degree is 2. So we will make it in a proper quadratic manner. 2x square plus x, and I am shifting this 528 to this side with minus sign. It has become 528 equal to 0. So this is our quadratic equation. Now you have to solve this quadratic equation and we will be getting the length and breadth. Now for solving this quadratic equation, you can use any method out of the three which you have used, but I am using factorization method. So I am telling you how to factorize. For factorize, your equation is 2x square plus x minus 528 equal to 0. Now what is the first step in splitting the middle term? You have to multiply first and the last term first. First coefficient is 2 and last one is 528. So when you multiply, you get 1056. Now to find the two factors which give you the answer 1, what you will do? We will just have the prime factorization of it. 2 5s are 10, 2 2s are 4 and 2 8s are 16. Then 2 2s are 4, 2 6s are 12 and 2 4s are 8. Then 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6 and 2 2s are 4. Then again 2 6s are 12, 12 is left, 2 6s are 12. Again 2 33s are 3, 11s are and 11 1s are. Now you need only one out of all these factors. That is, you have to multiply few factors and multiply another few factors. You will get two numbers such that the answer is 1. So I am just taking 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16, 16 2s are 32. I am stopping it here. 32 and 11 3s are 33. So one factor is 33, another factor is 32. When you subtract 33 and 32, you will get x. So we will write 2x square plus 33x minus 32x minus 528 equal to 0. Is it clear how I have made it? Now just take what is common. What is common out of these two? Only x, because 2 and 33 do not go in any table. Now what is left? 2x plus, as x is out, so only 33 is left. Now from 32 and 528, what is common? You don't know what is common in 32 and 528. So for finding it out, we'll take the HCF of these two numbers and find out what is common. So solve it. 2 16s are, then 2 64s are, again 2 8s are, 132, 2 4 and 66, 2 and 33. But 2 and 33 will not go in any table. That means we have to stop it here. And this is your HCF. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16. So 16 I am taking out. 16 is common. Now what is left? 32 divided by 16 is 2x. Now as minus sign is outside, so this sign will change. So it will be plus, and 16 3s are 48, 4 is left, 16 3s are 48. So you can see that the brackets are same. When your bracket is same, that means till here we have done correctly. Nothing is wrong in this. So what we'll do, we'll just put one bracket out of these two, that is 2x plus 33, and the numbers which are left, we'll put them in one bracket, that is x minus 16. It is equal to 0. Now you will take both the brackets equal to 0. So 2x plus 33 equal to 0 and x minus 16 equal to 0. So x will be equal to minus 33 upon 2, and from here x equal to 16. Now you can see that this answer is negative. What was our x in the question? X was breadth. Now breadth can never be negative because you cannot have length or breadth negative. So we are going to reject this case. That means we are rejecting this case and accepting this case. So that means our x is 16. Means breadth is 16 meters and length will be 2 into 16 plus 1. That is 32 plus 1, 33 meters. This is your answer. Breadth is 16 and length is 33. So this was your part 1, question number 2. Let's move on to second part now. Second part of the question is, the product of two consecutive positive integers is 306. Now two positive consecutive integers. What do you mean by consecutive? Consecutive integers means one after the other, like 5 and 6, like 19 and 20, like 51 and 52. So the two numbers which just comes one after the other, those numbers are called consecutive, and you have to take the positive consecutive positive integers. That means you don't know both the numbers which you are taking. So let the numbers be x and x plus 1. I don't know. So first number if I am taking as x, another number I have to take as x plus 1 only, because I have to take consecutive. Like if the number is 5, 5 plus 1 is 6. So I have to just add 1 to the number which I am taking. I am taking x, so the next number will be x plus 1. So according to question, it is given that when you take their product, answer is 306. So when we take their product, answer is 306. This is given in the question. Now just solve it. X into x is x square. X ones are x is equal to 306. And make it in the form of quadratic. So x square plus x, bring this to this side, minus 306 equal to 0. Again, I am splitting the middle term. It's entirely your choice which formula you want to use. Now 1 into 306 is 306 only. So we will be doing the prime factorization. 153. Then this term will go by 3. 51s are. Again by 3. 17. 17 ones are. Now we have to make two factors so that the answer should be 1. So just multiply 2 3s are 6. 6 3s are 18. I am taking one factor as 18 and another factor as 17. 18 minus 17 is 1. So we'll write x square plus 18x minus 17x minus 306 is equal to 0. Now solve x into what is common x, and we will be left with x plus 18. From here I am taking minus 17 common. So you will take x, as minus is outside, this will become 1, and then 17 ones are 17, you will be left with 136, 8 are. So it is x plus 18. You can see that both the brackets are same. That means till now our answer is correct. So x plus 18 into x minus 17 is equal to 0. Now put both the brackets equal to 0. Put both of them equal to 0. So x plus 18 is equal to 0 and x minus 17 is equal to 0. X is minus 18 and x is 17. Now again in this case we had to take positive consecutive integers. So this is not positive, reject this case. And we will be accepting this case, that means x is 17. So our one number is 17 and another number will be 17 plus 1, that is 18. So when you take their product, you will get 306. So this is our answer for the second part of the question. Now we'll move on to the third part. Third part of the question is, Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. Now there are two persons in the question. Third part, Rohan and Rohan's mother. What is given? That Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. Whatever Rohan's age is, we don't know Rohan's age, so let Rohan's age be x. But for his mother's age, we know that she is 26 years older than him. So mother's age will be, what will be mother's age? It will be x plus 26. Right? Rohan's age we don't know, so we have taken as x. Now as mother is 26 years older than him, that means she will be x plus 26. Now read the question further. The product of their ages 3 years from now will be 360. That is, after 3 years, whatever their ages will be, when you take their product, the answer is 360. So first we should know what will be their age 3 years from now. Now let's take an example. Suppose you are 15 years today. So what will be your age 3 years after? After 3 years you will be 18. So what you have done? You have just added 3 to it. So now if Rohan's age is x, after 3 years Rohan will become, what will be his age? Rohan's age will be x plus 3. And as Rohan will grow 3 years older, his mother will also grow 3 years older. So mother's age will also be x plus, what is mother's age? X plus 26 plus 3, that is x plus 29. So first we have just written what will be their ages 3 years from now. So Rohan's age will be x plus 3, mother's age will be x plus 29. Now what is given? That the product of their ages 3 years from now, these ages are 3 years from now. So when you take their product, it is equal to 306. So it will be x plus 3 into x plus 29 is equal to 306. So just make the equation x into x, x square. Whenever you solve the brackets, first you multiply this x with x, then you multiply this x with 29. Then 3 into x and then 3 into 29. So x into x is x square, x into 29 is 29x. Then 3 into x is 3x and 3 into 29 is 87 is equal to 306. Now make proper quadratic equation. It will be x square plus 29x plus 3x is 32x plus 87 minus 306 is equal to 0. I have shifted this 306 to this side. So it will be x square plus 32x minus, when you solve it, it will be 16 minus 7 is 9. And then 9 minus 8 is, just a minute, it is not 306, it is 360. I'm so sorry. It is 360 given in the question. So your answer will be 3, then 7 and 2. So 273 equal to 0. So this is your quadratic equation. Now in two of the parts I have told you how to make the factors and how to find or solve the quadratic equation. Now in further parts I am not solving this further. I just frame the equation, solve it further yourself. Right? Just by splitting the middle term or by quadratic formula you can solve this equation. Just do it yourself. Let's move on to the fourth part. So this is not the end of the question. You have to solve it further to find the age of both mother and Rohan. Now question number 4 or fourth part of question number 2 is a train travels a distance of 480 kilometers at a uniform speed. Now train is traveling 480 kilometers and it is moving at a uniform speed. Speed remains same everywhere. So if it is x, it is x everywhere, right? If the speed had been 8 kilometers per hour less, now he is saying that it is moving at the speed of x, but if it would have been 8 kilometers per hour less, that is, if it would have been x minus 8, then it would have taken 3 hours more. It would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. Means whatever time it is taking in covering this, it will take 3 hours more than the previous time from this speed, from the new speed. So how will we do? Our distance is given 480 kilometers. Distance is given 480 kilometers. Now let the speed be x, because speed in the question is not given, it is just given that it is uniform. So speed is x. Now if your distance is 480, that is the distance to be covered is 480, with the speed x, how much time will the train take? Time taken will be, what is the formula or relation between time, distance and speed? The formula for time is distance upon speed. So it will be 480 upon x. Is it clear? So first I have taken how much time will it take if it covers 480 kilometers with the speed x. Now it is given that if the distance is same, now distance covered is same, that is 480 kilometers, but speed has been reduced to 8 kilometers per hour. So new speed is given x minus 8. It is reduced or it is less. So now what will be the time taken? New time will be 480 upon x minus 8. This is the new time, right? So first I have taken the time taken by the train when its speed was x, and then I have found out the time taken by the train when its speed was x minus 8. Now we'll read the question to frame an equation. It's clear up till here? So now we'll frame the equation. Now what is given according to the question? According to question is, it will, if the speed had been 8 kilometers per hour less, then it would have taken 3 hours more. Now if the speed had been this x minus 8, so whatever time is there, time is 480 upon x minus 8 with the speed x minus 8, it would have taken, so equal to 3 hours more, 3 hours more means plus 3, than the time which is the train is taking with the speed x. So it would be 480 upon x. So it is it clear? A bit difficult. Again I am repeating. When the speed was x minus 8. Now why I have taken this? They are talking about speed. Why I am not writing just the speed? Because I have to add time in it. As I have to add time in it, time will be added to time only. Time will not be added to speed. So I cannot take x minus 8 is equal to x plus 3. This will be wrong because this is time and this is speed. So I cannot add time to speed. I have to add time to time only. That is why previously I have found the time taken by the speed x as well as the time taken by the speed x minus 8. So you have to read the question carefully, that the time or if the speed had been 8 km per hour less, it would have taken 3 hours more. Now 3 hours more means plus 3, which is the time, and time needs to be added to time only. That is why I am taking both the times. So as it is written, if the speed had been 8 km per hour less, so I have taken the time which the train takes when the speed was x minus 8. Would have taken means equal to 3 hours more means plus 3 than what? Than the time which it was taking with the speed x. So this is the time it was taking with the speed x. So it is 480 by x plus 3. Now this equation I have made just by reading the question carefully. Now one hit and try or just tricky method which I am telling, just you can read the question and you can frame the equation, or you can say a very simple method of framing if you are not able to understand this. Now what you do, you have made the two times 480 by x and 480 by x minus 8. These are the two times I have made. So what I will do, out of these, whatever speed is small, this is the speed which is smaller, this will come first. 480 by x minus 8. Minus sign yourself, 480 by x. Equal to whatever time is given in the question. Right? So this is just a method which a layman can understand. What you have to do, whatever speed is less, that time will come first. Whatever speed is more, that time will come afterwards, equal to the time which is given in the question. Now why I have done this? Suppose I will give you one example. Like if it is 40 by 5 and 40 by suppose 8 I am taking. Which number is smaller? 5? 8 is bigger. Now when you divide this answer, your answer will be 8. So whenever your denominator is small, you get the whole answer greater than when your denominator is bigger. Here my answer will be 5. So when you subtract, your answer will be positive. Right? So this is the method of framing an equation if you are not understanding it with the questions. Those who understand how to frame the equation with the question, well and good. But those who are not understanding it and finding it difficult to frame the equation, they can use this method. First write both the times, and whatever denominator is smaller, write that first. Put minus sign yourself, write the denominator which is bigger, and then equal to whatever is time is given in the question. That is the simple layman method which you can easily follow. Right? So we have framed the equation. Now you have to solve it. This I am going to solve for you. 480 upon x minus 8 minus 480 upon x is equal to 3. I just shifted this 480 upon x here to make it simple. Now you can see 480 is there in both. So I am taking 480 common. So it is left 1 by x minus 8 minus 1 by x, which is equal to 3. Right? Now take the LCM. It is x into x minus 8. Okay? And 480 I am keeping outside only. Now when you, for LCM I have taken both the terms. Now what you have to do, x minus 8, when it is divided by LCM, you will be left with only x. So x into 1 is x. Minus, now x when you divide by this, you will be left with this term, x minus 8. So it would be x minus 8 is equal to 3. So 480 upon x minus minus plus 8 upon, multiply this also, x into x is x square minus 8 into x is 8x is equal to 3. Now x and x cancel. Now what we will do, I am shifting this 3 to this side. 480 into upon 3 into 8 is equal to this, I am shifting to this side, x square minus 8x, because I have to make a quadratic equation. So it is 3 into 160. Now frame an equation, x square minus 8x and 160 into 8 is 1280 is equal to 0. So this is your quadratic equation. You can solve it further by any of the methods which you can do. I hope this is clear. So this was your fourth part of exercise 2.1. Now we will move on to exercise 4.2 word problems also. We will be completing the word problems of 2 exercises today, and you will be completing the questions. Now question number 3 of 4.2. I am starting with 4.2 word problems now. Question number 3. Find two numbers. Now the question which I have done, that is question number 2 of exercise 4.2 also. That is same I have done, because in first exercise they have asked you just to frame the equation. If you read the question carefully, represent the following situations in the form of quadratic equations. It is given in exercise 4.1. So here if the question is like that, you have to leave the question when you have framed the equation. But I have told you how to solve it further also. So this is question number 2 of 4.2. Solve the problems given in example number 1 as well as question number 2. So that is clear. Question number 2, no need to do then. Question number 3. Find two numbers whose sum is 27 and product is 182. Now there are two numbers. Let one number be x and other number you don't know. But you know that x plus something is 27. So if I take, I have to find this number, what I'll take? 27 minus x, that I'll take. You can do it by this one variable also, or you can do it by two variables also, that is your choice. If I take it by two variables, what I'll do? From this I'll take other number be 27 minus x. I'll write like this. Other number is 27 minus x. This is when I am solving it with one variable. Now, if you do not solve by one variable, what you can do? One number is x, other number is y. Right? So it is given, their sum is 27. X plus y is 27 and their product is 182. X into y is 182. Right? So what we'll do, we'll find the value of y from this equation and we'll put in this. So this also you can do, it's your choice. But if you will just solve it by one variable, like the way I am doing, you can do it that also. It's your choice. So I am taking one number as x, other number as 27 minus x. Now according to question it is given that their product, that is x into 27 minus x, is given 182. Now solve it. X into 27 is 27x. X into x is x square is equal to 182. Now x square I want positive, so I am taking these two terms to that side. So it becomes x square minus 27x plus 182 is equal to 0. A quadratic equation I have framed. Solve it further. It's your homework. You have to solve the question further. Next part, question number 4 is find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. Again positive integers are there. So let the two integers be, one I am taking as two numbers be x and x plus 1. X and x plus 1. So two numbers I have taken. It is given in the question that when you take the sum of their squares, so you have to take the square of both the numbers and you have to take their sum. So I have taken the sum of the squares of these two numbers. Square matlab you have to take the whole square. Its answer is 365. Answer is 365. Now how to solve it? X square is x square. Here you can see this is becoming a formula or identity, a plus b whole square. So x square plus, what is a plus b whole square? A square plus 2ab plus b square. It is equal to 365. Now solve it. X square plus x square is 2x square plus 2x. When you shift this to this side, it will come with minus sign. Plus 1 minus 365 is equal to 0. So 2x square plus 2x minus 364 is equal to 0. You can take 2 common. So it will be x square plus x minus 182 is equal to 0. Now when you take this 2 to this side, you will be left with x square plus x minus 182 is equal to 0. That is your equation and you are going to solve it further yourself. Right? The next question is question number 5. The altitude of a right triangle is 7 centimeter less than its base. This is your right triangle. This is base, this is altitude and this is hypotenuse. This is base This is altitude and this is hypotenuse. It is given altitude is 7 centimeter less than its base. Something is given about altitude, but about base nothing is given. So let the base be x. This is question number 5. Let the base be x. About altitude, what is given? That it is 7 centimeter less than base. So x minus 7. Its hypotenuse is 13. The hypotenuse is given 13 centimeters. Hypotenuse is 13. You have to find all the three, or the two sides, that is base and altitudes. Now what do you know about base, altitude and hypotenuse of a right triangle? We have done in our junior classes. Whenever right triangle is talked about, what do we use? We use Pythagoras theorem. That is hypotenuse square is equal to altitude square plus base square. This is Pythagoras theorem, which we have done in our previous classes. So we just put the values. 13 square is equal to x minus 7 whole square plus x square. Right? Now what is the square of 13? 169. This is again becoming an identity. X square plus 49 minus 14x plus x square. A square plus b square minus 2ab. So this is your solution for the Pythagoras theorem. Now we'll make a quadratic equation. X square plus x square, 2x square minus 14x plus 49, and 169 will also be shifted here with minus sign, equal to 0. So 2x square minus 14x minus 120 is equal to 0. Again take 2 common. It will be x square minus 7x minus 60 is equal to 0. 2 will be shifted to that side. So x square minus 7x minus 60 equal to 0. This is your quadratic equation. Solve it further by factorization or by any other method and find A and B, altitude and base. So this was your question number 5. Now we have to move with last question of the exercise, question number 6. This is your last question of 4.2. A cottage industry produces a certain number of pottery articles in a day. There is an industry which produces certain number of articles. Now let the number of articles produced be x. You don't know how many articles it is producing, so it is x. It was observed on a particular day that the cost of production of each article, one article was 3 more than twice the number of articles produced. 3 more than means plus 3. More than twice the number of articles. So twice the number of articles means 2x. So cost of production of one article is 2x plus 3. Now it is given that the total cost of production is 90. Total cost of production is, what do you mean by total cost of production? Total cost of production means whatever cost for one article is there, you will multiply it with the number of articles produced. राइट जितने भी आर्टिकल्स इंडस्ट्री में प्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं उन सबको जब आप एक ही कॉस्ट से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे ओनली देन यू विल बी हैविंग द कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू द क्वेश्चन व्हाट इज गिवन, अकॉर्डिंग टू क्वेश्चन x multiplied by 2x plus 3 is equal to 90. Is the question clear? Number of articles produced in a industry, you don't know, we have taken as x. Cost of production of one article was given. It is 3 more than means plus 3. Twice the articles produced 2x. So 2x plus 3. This is the cost of production of one article, and it is given that the total cost of production in a day is rupees 90. That is the number of articles which are produced, their total cost of production is 90. So according to question, what does that mean? That 90 is equal to cost of production of 1 into number of articles. So x into 2x plus 3 is equal to 90. Multiply this, 2x square plus 3x, and 90 will come here. minus 90 equal to 0. Solve this equation further. So this is what is there in exercise 4.1 and 4.2 word problems. So I have made all the equations for all the word problems. Solving you will do further. If any problem will be there in making the factors or doing the factorization of these quadratic equations, you can ask in our personal window. And that's all for today. Just complete exercise 4.1 and 4.2. Thank you so much.